we're just 8 weeks away from Election Day, and tonight, former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris will appear on stage together in their first presidential debate. It's also the first debate since President Biden withdrew his candidacy back in July, following his debate with Trump, which many viewed as a catalyst for the decision to drop out. Tonight's showdown between Trump and Harris is taking place in Pennsylvania, a key battleground state in November's election. Recent CBS News polling shows voter support in Pennsylvania is split about 50-50. So for more on the race and tonight's debate, I want to bring in Pennsylvania State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta. He's also on the National Advisory Board for the Harris campaign and is running for State Auditor General. Good to see you. I don't know if the producers told you, but I live in Philly.
Good morning.
And I'm familiar with the city and familiar with you. I let the audience know that. And let's get into it. You know, we've seen a lot of polling recently, particularly with undecided voters, who have said that despite the fact that Kamala Harris has been the vice president, they still don't feel like they really know her. And they still don't feel like they know what's different about her as compared to President Biden and what the Biden administration has done. What do you think are the big points she needs to get across tonight during this debate?
You know, this is an incredible opportunity for the vice president, and I know that she is going to perform well because she's going to continue tonight to have a conversation directly with the American people about what the next 4 years are going to look like under a Harris-Walz administration. And from the day that she, was announced as our nominee, officially, she has been out on the campaign with a very clear message that we have to center and prioritize the needs of working people and middle-class families. And you see that in every piece of the agenda she's laid out, whether it's taking on price gouging in groceries, whether it's the investments that she wants to make in expanding the opportunity for people to buy that first home and get their little piece of the American dream, or whether it's her focus on small business owners going from $5,000 to $50,000 in terms of the ability to write off those startup costs. This is the type of message, the type of approach that's going to be such a contrast with Donald Trump. He has been in many of these presidential debates. I think this is his 7th presidential debate. And so he comes in, I think, with incredibly high expectations. But we know that he's not going to be honest. And so the vice president is going to have to talk about her vision for middle-class families while also batting down a lot of the lies and distractions that we know Donald Trump is going to throw out throughout this conversation.
You brought up that he's been in a number of debates. I think a campaign spokesperson recently, I thought it was interesting the way that they characterized the former president's debate performance, the recent one, called him a showman, said he actually did pretty good in the debate with President Biden. And you know that Harris's campaign is and Harris has even said, we're the underdogs here. Is the campaign trying to lower our expectations? What's that all about?
No, listen, I think the campaign is being realistic. Donald Trump has done many of these debates. And a part of what he does is he just lies. And he lies so much, so often, that it becomes difficult for the moderators to intervene and to live fact check all the things that he's going to say. And also, as somebody on that debate stage, you're going to have to decide which lie do I respond to versus how do I talk about the vision for the future. We know that there are a lot of people who are going to get an opportunity tonight to hear from the vice president for the first time in a significant way, to hear her vision of protecting Social Security, which Donald Trump wants to threaten, wants to raise the retirement age. You just look in Project 2025, to hear her vision of protecting reproductive freedom, protecting IVF. Project 2025 and Donald Trump want to monitor women's menstrual cycles and miscarriages. I mean, these are the type of weird and creepy things that you can see laced throughout Project 2025, but they're deadly serious, and it will make a real impact on working people. I've said it, this would make lives of working people hell, and we're going to have an opportunity to hear about Vice President Harris's positive vision for the future, building on the success of this administration, while also having a chance for people to hear Donald Trump. And when you listen to him, it is somebody who's very clearly confused, who's very clearly, lost a step. But he's done this many times. And so I think he walks in, obviously, with a lot of expectations, a lot of weight, to try to at least be coherent, which is something I've not seen him, do recently.
Pennsylvania State Congressman Malcolm Kenyatta, thank you so much.